So you're going to put the links up.
Yeah, I'll show them. All you got to do is to tell me which one. All right, let's see. Let me just check out Rumble here. I'm just playing Rumble right now. I think we're live on YouTube. Hello, everybody. Hang in there. Waiting for the Rumble rants to come up. People say we're crazy. They just fall asleep. Just one head awake. Just now waiting on relief. It's taking a long time. Hey, everybody. How are you doing? We're just waiting for Rumble to come up. Let me cut that music there. All right, and so if you guys hear any background noise, I've got a little construction workers here, and yeah, Colleen is saying we are live. So okay, I see us out on Rumble. Good thing it worked. A good thing. You guys love Fran's heart behind her. Oh, we can't see you now, but is that okay?
Well, my light is blinding me. Is that better?
Okay. Yeah, that's it. Do what you need to do. I get it.
All right.
So if you want, you can turn it off. That's okay.
Okay. Well, I'll see.
So this is Fran, and she is back the second show with us here on Monday, and she actually asked me to call it the Golden Years on the thumbnail that you guys are seeing, and I found when I did search for it, the picture of the Trump showed up, and it was a very beautiful one. A lot of people were hitting on it, and it was just a thumbnail, and over 1,000 people have already viewed it. But they were basically waiting for the show. So you want to explain to us, Fran, what do you mean by the Golden Years?
There's a video that I would like for you to play, and it's about 2 minutes long, and he posted it. Trump actually posted it a couple days after he came in, and he called it Liberation Day, and he talked about it was going to be the Golden Years.
All right. So I see 4 links that you have out there. What is the ending of? Well, they're all the same. What is the name of it? Which one?
Let me see. Hold on.
There's x.com. They're all from x.com, and then there's an Instagram one.
Okay, the Instagram one is last because yeah, that one's number 4. Hold on.
Is it the Patriot one?
No. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's the whole. Is it the alignment? See, now what I opened up was Ariel's. That's Ariel's name. Timeline jumps. Is that it?
Yes. You can go there.
Okay, hold on. Let me switch this over. You guys, bear with me out there.
Wait a minute. I'm sending it to you right now.
Okay, I'll wait for it to pop up. How's everybody doing out there? We got a few on Rumble. I see it right here. Oh, okay, I got it now. I got it. Looks like a good one.
This is the start of it. And this is what got me thinking.
All right, so I actually I love that heart behind you. And when the first time she put it up on the first show, I said, "Is that a Teletubby thing?" And she goes, "No, I thought it was." I was only able to see the sun, and then when she came on today, it's a different view, and I'm like, "Oh, it's got a heart with it. It's beautiful." All right, let me share this screen. Why is this dark?
President Trump claiming Liberation Day.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
And he posted it on Twitter, on X.
All right, you guys ready? Here we go.
Right now, America's decline is with dignity and power and strength. We will move with purpose and speed to bring back home prosperity, safety, and peace for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. For American citizens, January 20th, 2025 is Liberation Day.
How's the sound out there, Colleen? Can you give me a thumbs up? Because
It doesn't sound good.
all right, hold on.
And the words he said, were so powerful that I got the chills.
And unrelenting success. America will reclaim its rightful place as the greatest.
Are you hearing that, Fran?
Yeah, not clearly, but yes.
Yeah. See what I'm just going to come back to you. We can show this again. What I found out. Sorry about this. What I found out when I got my new camera that has a built-in microphone, and now we're on this silly ass StreamYard. I think we're going to have to wear headphones.
Okay.
And I don't know. I don't. Well, that's okay. That's okay. So I'm going to try to play this now. I'm going to check a couple other settings just to turn this all up. And let me know if this is much better. Sorry about this at home.
And I don't know, how many people saw it, but I thought it was really something to see.
Yeah.
I got the goosebumps.
Let's try this one more time. Let me put this here so that if you guys at home can let me know if you're hearing this, and I'll check out Rumble also. This is going to be loud.
The golden age of America begins right now. America's decline is over. Crisis with dignity and power and strength. We will move with purpose and speed to bring back home prosperity, safety, and peace for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. For American citizens, January 20th, 2025 is Liberation Day. My administration will be inspired by a strong pursuit of excellence and unrelenting success. America will reclaim its rightful place as the greatest, most powerful, most respected nation on earth. I am with you. I will fight for you. And I will win for you. We will not be conquered. We will not be intimidated. We will not be broken. And we will not fail. From this day on, the United States of America will be a free, sovereign, and independent nation. We will stand bravely. We will live proudly. We will dream boldly. And nothing will stand in our way because we are Americans. The future is ours. And our golden age has just begun.
Look at the gun. This mainstream doesn't say much of this. Really, I mean, not a lot, but
Right now. The age of America begins right now.
Okay, so let me come back to us over here. I think we're going to have a little bit of problems with until we get headphones. I'm going to have to let Buck and Joey G also know this too when they're co-hosting on here. But in any case, I think we got the message. It was a beautiful video.
beautiful. Really, I feel so relieved and so blessed that he's back in.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
Safe, and I hope most do. I got a little upset. I saw on one of my Facebook, one of my friends I went to school with. I was raised Catholic, and I heard her say that she's so scared, and I just don't even know what to say to these people. It's ridiculous. You're listening to the wrong news.
Yeah, I was talking with a friend of mine about this. There's various levels of consciousness, so everybody's going to be at a different level. But the unique thing about this is that in conversation is that they had this whole, if you want to call it the movement, propaganda, whatever you want to call it, they were at every level for various types of various levels of people being awake to it. They use, all the influencers, social media people to get the message across. And people will all figure this out. I mean, there's so much happening out there that how could they not see it and then realize it, right?
This is what I'm thinking. And when I see someone that asleep, I just can't believe it. But I guess everybody has to wake up in their own time.
Yeah, definitely. So, you have some other links out there. Well, the only thing I'm afraid of is that people are saying they couldn't hear it. It's a tinny sound. And it's because I have to get my headset also. Maybe I don't want to go digging for it. We just have it's very chaos right here today because we got some construction going on inside the house and outside the house, and it all happened in one day. So, any case, they're wrapping it up, and so these other links that you have, I'm looking through them, and I know that you may not watch all my shows, and Joey G may not watch all my shows, and neither will Buck, but everybody seems to be talking about pretty much the same thing. So I guess beforehand I play anything, I'm going to ask you what this is because we probably already done it.
Okay, so if you open that up, that's a link to Ariel's post on what to be expected in the technology in 2025 with President Trump coming in with all of those patents. Remember, they suppressed those patents.
Okay, which one? The one I have.
To you, the very last one.
Okay. Okay, good. This is the one that I was going to put. Whoa, that I was going to put up.
I really,
Hold on.
really enjoyed reading this, and I felt it's really uplifting, but it's true. It's all true.
Just bear with me 1 second.
Major timeline jump on the 25th. We had a major timeline jump.
Yeah. Yes. Also on the 22nd too, there was. Okay, so let me just kind of blow this one up here a little bit more if I can. And I'm going to have to read it, or you want to read it? You want me to read it?
I can read it, or whatever's easier for you.
Go ahead, go for it. I'm gonna mute on my end. If you guys get cut off on sound, please let me know. Colleen, I need your help.
Okay.
Go for it, Fran.
Major timeline jump on the 25th. Hope you're ready. The synergy planetary alignment fueling spiritual insight combined with regulatory clarity fueling technological expansion manifests as accelerated transformation of our financial and social structures. You all do not find it even slightly peculiar that the planetary alignment is happening during a critical time with crypto and Iraq simultaneously coinciding with a broader change in the financial, thus our lives. Everything is in a pressure cooker right now, and something is about to pop. It cannot be artificially held back any longer. We're going back on an organic timeline. This is why the fake has to go. And oh my God, fake food, fake money, fake medicine, fake government, and fake news. Isn't that the truth? All of this has to go in order to make room for everything that's in alignment with our Creator. And if you're operating outside of that, you won't last long. And that was by Ariel on X. And then he went on to 1, 2, 1 second. We'll go into one by one. So what I want to talk about is
Let me give a shout out to Sam is in the house. Hello, Sam.
hi, Sam. The financial sector. Oh, Janine, the link I sent you on all the silver they found. So I want to talk about the money. I want to talk about the finances. I want to talk about the money that came from underneath the Vatican, the money that came from the silver we just, and we'll bring up the post, but there was a lot of silver found. And then just yesterday, I don't know if anybody follows him anymore, and some people say he was CIA, but I followed him from time to time. Neil Keenan was, I don't know if you know this. Do you know the story about Neil Keenan?
No, let's hear it.
Oh my goodness. So there was a guy, and at one time, I believe he might have been CIA. And this is going back like at maybe late 70s, early 80s. And we had owed, I believe it was Indonesia, money. And he was supposed to bring the money that we owed, not a lot of it, but our payment, to Indonesia. And en route, when he got to Italy, they robbed him. The same guys that gave him the money robbed him, who was the CIA. And when he got there, he was absolutely mortified because he was going to the elders and he was robbed, but how was he supposed to make them believe him? Anyway, he started digging and digging. And he was one of the first ones awake that realized how effed up our government is, with the Social Security, with Wall Street. And he went to international courts and he won on everything. Well, he created such credibility with the elders, they made him something called an amanad, which means he was in charge of the global accounts of the world. The thing was, the global accounts were in a cave in Indonesia that had a map, and it took him, years to get to. And he just got to it. And he always said, "It's yours, President Trump." So, it would blow you away. NeilKeenan.com, he explains the whole thing. It's all of the countries for many, many years. And it multiplied. It's quadrillions. It is unbelievable. And the gold and the silver, he said, it was just incredible. So they're saying this year is the Jubilee. Janine, it has to be of some sorts. We know they're not going to announce Jazara. I think that got them in trouble this time with making, them. But there was too many bad guys around then too. But I believe they have to do something for us, knowing that we know all the taxes that they charge us were illegal. And President Trump is taking in this money. And how about all the money that he's seizing from all the pedophiles? I do believe he seized, meaning the United States, big companies like Walmart, Amazon. Jason even said it. We talked one whole show, and Jason's like, people were like, "Oh, boycott, boycott. And he's like, why? It's us. We own it at this point. Of course, it's not public knowledge, but think about it. We know what they were up to. We know everybody, if it's out there, it happened already. He's gathering up so much wealth. It's got to be an abundant life. And I think it's going to happen this year. I really do. I think it's got to pop.
Yeah.
With the
So
that's coming back. Ariel always talks about it. He was the one who kind of gave me hope back into the RV because I let it go. I was like, forget it. Jason always believed in it. Neil Keenan always believed in it. He said it maybe 10 years ago about the Zimmer reel.
Yeah. Well, it came out like somebody turned on the faucet the first 5 days. It came out very quickly. Over 350 executive orders were signed. He flew from one end of the country to the other side of the country, from east to west coast. And today he was doing a talk. I missed the talk. It's the second time that they put Fox Business put that he was going to speak, and the time zone is off. The different time is. I guess he's speaking right now. But in any case, so where are you thinking? What's coming up next? Do you have any inkling of what might be happening next?
I think that the financial has to drop. I think it has to really crash, and I think he's crashing it softly. The stock market today went down, way down. It had
How much?
Really bad.
I didn't see that. It was actually climbing when I looked at it. I think yesterday.
No, I got an email. No, really bad.
Yeah, Colleen's statement out there while you look for that. She says we are still going to get a gut punch first. That's in her opinion.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
See, I'm not there yet. I'm not. But I'm listening. I'm all ears.
We have to fall, and I think that he's taking his time and he's doing it easy, so not too many people get hurt, because when the finances crash, it's not going to be easy. And we're trying to raise our vibration to get the heck out of here. We don't want to, go down a couple of levels.
So how much of that Schumann resonance do you believe is tied into all this then?
I think a lot. I think they're doing that because when they zap us, they're claiming some is light codes, but it's light energy, and the light energy, the dark cannot breathe or live in. So they're dying off.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. We got Buckshot is in the house. He's saying hello. Yeah, so it's real interesting. I have 3 of you guys on in a row, and you all basically want to talk about similar things, slightly different, which is all good. And we've Joey is all about still trying to find decode, that type of thing. Joey G. Buck, I love the conversations I have with him. It's just like we're sitting at the kitchen table having coffee. It's just beautiful. Now, Fran, we're going to talk about your role in this on Turn the Page, and so can you just give us a little bit of history about you? Not so much as the healing work, we did that the last time, but like when you woke up, that type of thing, and when you started to realize. So let's just get to know you a little bit more. How's that for now?
Oh, great. I had lost everything in 2009 when the markets crashed. Obama was in, and I was the type of American, never voted. I hated Obama. I had lost everything. So I had gotten a spiritual mentor, thank God, because my therapist lost everything and blew his brains out. I mean, it was one of those like nutty times. It was '09 when people were losing everything. And I had just gotten divorced and I took everything and I was like so happy. And then I lost it. I mean, literally lost it all. And I mean, it all. And I worked my butt off for many, many years. We built a beauty distribution center, and all went down the drain because in '09, when everything crashed, the products that we were selling were high-end products. Nobody could afford them. And those are the first to go when things are bad. And oh my God, I had my house on the market for almost a year, and thank God this man from Switzerland came, or else I almost lost my house. I almost lost my house, but I had to take a 60% cut in the amount of money because everything dropped. So from the money that I paid I had just gotten divorced, so I had paid my ex on paper in the divorce for the house, so I had to get 60% less from the market because the market, thank you, oh bummer, got so bad. But I got out, Janine. I got out with a little nest egg and bought a cute little house. My daughter was just in high school, and I started doing websites. I was kind of like, seemed like everybody was broke around me in Florida. And I still had the spiritual mentor, and it seemed like, she was pointing me, read this book, read that book. And I started awakening, not like I am now, but that started me. It was kind of like I had to lose the money in order to wake up. Because at that point, I
That's
didn't
what they. Let
didn't
me just
care
interrupt.
about anything in America. I mean, if something was expensive, I didn't care. I mean, I remember my secretary was complaining that the price of gas was going up, and I didn't care. I was like, yeah, so what? And now,
Well,
all I do
see
is,
that if we talk about the levels of consciousness of how people are waking up at different levels, right? It's got to hit your wallet, your bank account, or it's got to hit your home, whatever it may have been. It hits people in various ways now, and then they start to say, "Hey, wait a second, something isn't right here." So you got to that point where you said, "All right, I'm going to start delving in on the spiritual side of things," and then that's when you started to awaken at that point. What about awakening to, spiritually awakening? Or that's a great
so
start.
so yeah.
But
So what had happened was,
what about humanity starting to see that about the lies and everything was fake? When did that come in?
well, so I for money, I started doing websites. Remember, I said, and I wasn't so crazy about it. And then, which led me to the metaphysical side of hypnosis. And I went to a website, like a thing in Dallas, like a whole internet marketing thing. And I actually won a hypnosis tape. And I used to walk my dogs, and the hypnosis tape helped me more than anything. That seemed like it snapped me out of a deep depression. It just turned my life around, thank God. And then I started, well, there's got to be something to this, right? With the rocks, with just everything. And so I just started digging, and it fascinated me. And I opened up a metaphysical store just about a year. It was like 2014, 15. And my sister was in 2 or 3 hours away with my mom, and they moved to Florida because of me. And I moved up north because of my daughter. Anyway, long story short, I got rid of the business, came down and took care of my mom. She was dying. She had Alzheimer's and dementia. So I took care of her, and that gave me the chance to start digging. And I had this one lady on my channel. I don't know, Ruby.
So well, I'm going to back this up and just kind of pick up on what you're saying here. So when you were going through all that, then when you were to lose the your mother, that opened up you already started your spiritual journey, and then when you lost your mother, it was a little bit deeper. You started to dig, because that's what happens.
I had
That's
the time. Yes, it was funny how things just happen.
Yeah, it don't just happen. It's all set up perfectly, but it usually.
Yes, exactly. It's amazing. I always joke with my daughter, I never wanted kids. She is
So
the best thing that's ever happened to me. Like, what was I thinking?
yeah. So I'm going to go back to what you were saying, that what's happening in the critical times, and everything is like a pressure cooker right now, and something is going to have to pop. And you said that we all know about the fake food, the fake money, the fake medicine, and the fake government and fake news. Isn't it? What was the first thing that came out of Trump's mouth right after he came down the escalator? Kept saying fake this and fake that. It was such a funny word to hear from a president. He kept using this particular word. Now we cannot stop saying it.
Yeah.
So tying into all this fakeness, and something is about to pop. But yet you wanted to name this the golden years. Okay, so I'm getting a mixed message from you on this. So the golden years are happening, but we gotta go through this big pop you talk about.
I think without a gold standard, we'll always be creating debt because they're just writing checks to everybody and putting us in debt. With the gold standard, it's everything will be on an even playing field. And we know the bankers have been robbing us blind, right? And we know all the money that they're holding in our names. We know they're not broke. We know there's money there that is due us. And I
Well,
think
let's
this is the
let's
year.
just answer. Give me your opinion on the statement that Joanne Hooper is making. Apparently, the government and the white hats have found so much gold that if they gave everyone in the world $1 million, they would still have 75% of it left. And I've heard this before. I've heard
That's exactly what I heard. Thank you. Mhm.
but that's
And how many planes? I mean, 600 and something planes of gold. Yes. Thank you. Yes, exactly. Where is that? We're going to get something. Maybe not all of it. We can certainly use a lot of it to help, our country regain our strength. That's what I
so.
believe he means by the golden years.
So I'm going to take one step back. I just can't imagine, and unless it does happen, you guys let me know out there. Can you imagine? Can you foresee or manifest this, that all of a sudden every home would get $1 million because of restitution for whatever reason? But I don't see it that way. And it could just be that my left brain and my right brain are talking two different things. What about all of a sudden he says, he starts cutting out all these programs that were put in place. We talked about the IRS, the feds, the taxes, all that other stuff. And then I could see, depending on, whatever is left over, then that percentage of money would be given to people for restitution. If you're going to talk about this, we go back to restitution for generations, 50 years ago, right? I mean, how long?
We're supposed to get. Yeah,
They've been
from
stealing
our
from us,
ancestors, which is impossible. That's
right?
absolutely ludicrous. But I don't believe we're going to get millions. I believe there will not be homeless. I believe, and oh my God, Janine, I have been seeing more and more people on the streets. It's making me sick. It's
Yeah.
it's just I can't. I can't. So
Yeah, and so what's actually happening, and whether or not you guys please put this out there in the chat, even on Rumble, I see there's a few people out on Rumble. So
I don't think we're going to get millions. I really
Hold on.
don't.
No. Hold on a second. So, California is on freaking fire, right? And then on the other side of the coast, they were drowning, lots of water. So, earth, wind, and fire. All right. So, it's balancing out something at this time. And then what if? And I'm also hearing that Hollywood is going to have to uproot and go somewhere else, which is
Did. It already did.
where is it?
Vegas and Jersey.
Jersey. Go back to Jersey.
Monmouth County, yes. Yes. They just bought the lands. Yes, they did.
Well, actually, it doesn't have to be in just one specific place, right? I think that they're going to spread the wealth through all the different states. And so there will be money given, you know how it works, right? When they want to make a movie, it goes to the town to create it and they make money off of that. So if that's going to be available for all over, that's stuff that's coming in. You talk about giving money back to the cities and the states, and I think that's where that is all going to come from. That's why I'm kind of saying I don't see a check written to Fran for $1 million for her lifetime because of whatever happened. I see it coming back basically coming back in other ways through programs, lots of programs.
I believe there will be an evaluation and people that have some bonds. Like I have had projects professionally written for years, which I really, really want to do. One being animal shelters, no kill. I don't want to see. Even last night, I went to the grocery store and there's a little black cat, so skinny. We're just walking in the parking lot, and he's homeless, and he's just looked so, like it breaks my heart. Breaks my heart. I don't like to see homeless. I don't like to see animals stray. I don't like to see that. I don't believe we live in a world that this should be. I think it's horrible. And I think this is going to end. I think with the vibrations coming in, we're rising higher. I believe we're in the abyss and we're raising our vibration and we're raising out of the abyss.
Yeah. Here's some breaking news for you guys about an hour ago. And it's coming from George out on X. So you guys take it with a grain of salt, whatever. But this is what I'm seeing out here. It says, whoa, President Trump just suggested abolishing income tax. Instead of taxing our citizens to enrich the foreign nations, we should be tariffing and taxing foreign nations to enrich our citizens. There was a time in history where there was never any tax on the American people. It was taxed on anybody coming into the country. And then it got switched, I don't know, it was like 1915 or something like that, right around the Titanic is when they said, let's go after the people. We make even more money, right?
Yes.
So there you guys go. So I want to show this. This is, let me just show this very quickly.
It's illegal and they have got to stop it. Too many people are catching on. They have to do something to rectify it. They can't keep raping us. It's not going to work.
All right. So this is what I'm referencing. So this is coming, and I want to see it says 1 hour ago. And then, of course, Ariel has a statement under that. I know that a lot of people follow Ariel and a lot of people don't. I followed him for a while and then I stopped because I just started to see some arguing out there, and I don't have it. I don't like any of that. So, anyways, Ariel said 589 billion was wiped from the stock market. I feel bad for those who will never see the significance of that number. And then he goes on to say, for anybody asking what is 589, there's a Simpson episode a few years ago saying 589 for XRP by the end of the year. I think if he has this, I'll show this. No, he doesn't have it to play it, but it's on the wall. It says XRP to hit 589 by the end of the year, and he's writing it out. So, yeah, so I'm going to come back to you. So, yeah, and that's what I'm saying is I honestly do believe that the monies will be coming back to the people through all the programs that he's going to put in place. So it basically it's taking it off of our, it's been done like this and it's been proven. It was done. They started to do it in the Reagan time, and of course, they shot at him too. But
Yes,
yeah,
yes, that's why they did. That's right.
yeah. So so that's good. So Joanne is at Hooper. Hooper is saying, "I'm Australian. Follow everything that America's doing." Hey, Joanne. Thanks for being here, all the way from Australia.
Wow.
I remember her. I remember her. I'm glad you found us again.
How nice.
Yes, Sam is saying maybe I'm naive, but I don't think Trump would have run for president if he didn't think he could stop a crash. I agree. Oh, Sam. I'm telling you, if it was gonna. Oh, so what did all the so-called truthers say out there that at first we needed to see the crash, and then all of a sudden everybody's going to make all this money? It didn't happen. It didn't happen. I understand that the stock market did drop, but it didn't crash.
Taking them down easy. He is being kind. He's a kind man. People make him out to be this monster. He's not. He really loves everybody.
Who are you talking about?
President Trump.
Oh yeah.
I heard he did not want the crash. Yeah, he doesn't want to hurt people. That's really bad. So maybe this is the worst of it. What we just saw today. It was pretty bad, but I mean, people didn't lose everything.
Yeah, see, this is where I start to say Ariel gives you a little bit of something and then twists the information. And I struggle with following Ariel on here. So, basically, I don't even want to go there. I don't want to dispute him. But because he said about 2 hours ago, I simply ask you to see a pattern, selective misfortune. What happens when D. Trump puts General Flynn in the spotlight? What happens when D. Trump puts Mike Pence in the spotlight? What happens when D. Trump puts Michael Cohen in the spotlight? We get that. I understand that. We also know he's putting three guys in the spotlight right now that are talking about, MRI and the vaccines to cure cancer. We know this is just all to put in the spotlight. So I have a problem when you basically say that it's going to crash. And I go back to Sam's statement. Yeah, we do think alike.
How do you think they're going to bring in the gold standard? I mean, I hope to God they don't crash it. I really do.
The gold standard is just the backing of the dollar.
Right. But you don't think they're going to bring in the new notes?
You know what?
Right away from the IRS, away from the Rockefellers.
Yes. That's what he's working on. That's what all this stuff is about. The Fed and the IRS, he's cutting government. The more that you cut it, the more that you're cutting them out and giving it to the people.
That's right.
I don't think that there's okay, I'm not an expert on any of this XRP and all this other stuff and this crypto stuff that everybody is out there talking. It never connected for me. What I always said is gold and silver will be backing the dollar, and that's where I put my money. And if everybody put their money where their mouth is, I want somebody to still tell me how we connect the dots for all the people that bought all that other stuff out there.
No, I agree 100%. I'm not into crypto either. I did fool around with Dodge at first, and I lost quite a bit, and I was done. And I just did silver, and that's it. And
all right, let's take a look at Andy369 is out there on Rumble. She got a couple of statements. She says income tax was volunteer of your own income tax having to emit the cash income to be taxed on. Right. Also, she says, but they work in tandem with the bank. So if you want to get funds for a project, you had to show the income tax paid. more brainwashing. That whole humanitarian, that whole Charlie Ward, that whole, people it raised everybody's hopes, and it became hopium. I don't know how any of this is going to play in.
I don't think people are going to get trillions and trillions. I really don't. And if we do, we have to, if we're in the RV, I learned early on, my money goes to them. I take maybe 10%, or I can live on the interest. But the money I make on the bonds I have are not for me. They're to make the world a better place. That's it.
Yeah, so we just have to wait and see. So we're only starting into the second week with Trump. So we have to wait and see what else is going on out there. Now, I've been very, if I had Buck or Joey, I don't know about this QFS system. And it never made sense to me, only because I was a programmer in the corporate world with all the large corporations out there. I traveled and I hooked up their system, and I knew how it basically, how all the companies talk to each other. Then they were saying, okay, well, there's chain black, but there was chain black with the old system. There's chain black in this new quantum financial system. And then I said, well, all right, if we don't base it off of the quantum financial system goes all the way back to the Clintons' times. Okay, so and they gave you all these promises. I see some of that coming out through Trump right now. I'm not going to say that we don't see it, because they did talk about no taxes. They said everybody's Social Security that was retired was going to go up. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen a lot, but maybe there's still more to come. So we sit and we observe, but we don't absorb.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the beginning. And he has so much criminal activity to clean up. Nothing good is going to happen until all the bad is gone. And they're not done. They're not done. They're almost done, but they're not done with the tunnels.
Yeah, so Colleen is basically making a statement. Whatever it is called, there will be a new system. Exactly. Yeah. And what if it just stays the way that it is, and they make all new business rules and throw out all the crap and all the corrupt politicians that made it corrupt, and all the money laundering that has happened, and then all of a sudden it doesn't matter what label you stick on the damn thing. It's a matter of how much we don't have to pay out of our own pockets. How are we flourishing and all that other stuff. Let's see what else somebody else says out there. AO has got a statement that says, just worry they get rid of cash so they can track everything.
I don't think he's going to let that happen. I hope not. I know. She's right. You're right. But I don't think Trump is going to let it happen. I think the quantum financial system is, we're all going to get our own bank accounts. It's us and the money, and there's not that middleman in between. And then I would say maybe 50 years, 100 years, that life becomes so abundant, they go back to the old way of just bartering with everyone. And basically, with the abundance, you could continue to barter if you'd like. But the nice thing about that abundance is you can do work that you love. You don't have to do something you don't like, but you have to contribute to some degree in society in order to get back, which is just a fair way of living. I don't think everyone's going to be trillionaires. No, absolutely not. That would be ridiculous. I don't think people would.
I'm going to throw in one other thing that you haven't mentioned yet, is that maybe the energies are already changing for us. When you say that you're going to have to give back, I think where people are going to be kinder, and people are going to be, Trump is setting an example of how you treat other people, and things are all going to happen that way. There's, I truly want to believe that, and I don't think when we talk about different levels of consciousness, somebody is still at thinking Biden was Biden, right? And then somebody else says, "Oh no, that's an actor," and then somebody else will say, he was shot, back in he got a shot back in 19 or whatever it was, right? There's people are at different levels, different
Yeah.
dynamics, and there's a reason for that. But I truly believe that at some point in time, the energies will all even out, and it's just going to be like what's behind you there.
And just like we said at the beginning, it's just like ebb and flow. It's just going to happen.
Well, yeah, it's yeah, that's vibration and frequencies.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's the basics, if nobody understands that, when Mother Earth starts changes, because we started changing, everything else changes along with that. Let's see, we got Baja Girl 302 says, I gave the money system 10 years. Money isn't the same in 5D. Yeah, and then Joanne is also saying, because people won't be so stressed, there won't be a need for any of that. It won't, it's going to get back to, if you think about 1950, it depends on what age that you guys are, how everybody was. Everybody dressed nice. They cared about things. All this crap that he's talking about, fake this, fake that. The fake girl is a boy a girl. Blah blah blah. All that other stuff. They were messing with the minds, and a lot of the far left libtards bought into it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
those are the ones that are going to be freaking.
And let them freak. Sooner or later they'll get it, and if not, oh well. I mean, they say Q says 4% won't get it.
Yeah.
It's time.
Yeah, back to the basics, more love for each other, or whatever it might be. But yeah, and so we talk about generation after generation. There's I come from the baby boomers, and I was just listening to Candace Owens knocking the boomers did this. They're acting like the boomers, and here she is dividing. Same thing. She's not doing any good by saying, okay, the boomers were the first ones that were really. If you think about, there's 2 other generations before the boomers, maybe 3, I think. Right, but if you think about it, the boomers were the first one that were really affected by it, and they thought they were taught, buy a house, own. You go a few generations after that, the millennia, the Gen Zs, the Gen X, and all of them are like, I'm happy. I don't have to own anything, and I'm happy. Where did they get that from? They got that from the brainwashing in the schools. And so all of a sudden, if everything starts to even out, and if they are able to go and buy a farm somewhere, don't you think that they will? The younger generations? Yeah.
When I first woke up, I used to go into the 4chan chats, and there was a guy on, and he said, I think he was probably ex-CIA or something like that. He said they were functioning with a program called Johnny Can't Read, which basically means they didn't want our children to learn anything. They wanted to keep them really dumb. That was the program. Johnny Can't Read. Could you imagine? You're sending your kid to school, and this is what they want to teach him.
Well, again, if you take a look at the school administrations, it all goes back to how they train, all the administrations to then teach the schools, to teach the nefarious programs that they put into place. All that's going to be wiped out. I'm pretty sure of it.
Yes.
And you know what? Trump is telling you who he's assigning to the schools. He's assigning to things at the state level. Let the states take back the responsibility and get big government, big brother out of there. And this is where we're going with this. Hula Hoop says kindness brings joy, and I love that. Hula Hoop's kindness brings joy.
That is the golden years, Janine. There's got a lot of good is going to come. And I really do believe that he is here for the good.
Yeah. So we're almost at our hour, and did you cover anything else? So the only reason why we didn't go into all your links is because some of it was already covered, and I can't show it. So from the future, we'll have to wear the headphones. Buck and Joey will be notified also, because I'm starting to see it's my newer technology that has to work with the application here. So Joanne Hooper says, what do you think is up with the surge of autism in our children?
Vaccines. I just read about it. Vaccines. Do you know that they have a solution? It was all over Telegram. It starts with an S. Did you see it? Have you seen it? I could send it to you and you could put it on. I did save that. I don't know what happened to the sounds. Can you hear me? Janine? I lost you completely. Hmm.
Let's give this one a whirl. I was muted, but let's check
Oh,
this
there you
out.
are.
Yeah,
No,
I
didn't hang up.
no. I muted. I was trying. I know, AO. I got it. All right, let's listen to this.
They said it was the greatest
Can you hear this?
you know, would be a hell of a lot better.
A little
Even
bit.
CNN saying, this guy is amazing. I couldn't believe it. I said, did CNN really say that? Because nobody watches, so nobody was able to confirm it.
Yes.
But it was pretty amazing. Oh, the camera just went on this. She's doing great. They said it was the greatest opening week in presidential history. And I think,
So this is coming. Let me just kind of read this because the sound really sucks here. They said that they had the greatest first week of presidential history. Even CNN was saying a guy is amazing. I said, did CNN really say that? But nobody watches. Nobody is able to confirm. And then all of a sudden CNN cut. I thought this was from an autism capital, but it's not. If you have that link, why don't you send it to me? I'll try to read it.
Oh, on the autism?
Well, maybe we could do that next week also.
Okay.
All right, let me come back to you guys. So, yeah, if you guys have any things that you want to talk about. So the autism, yeah, there's going to be the cures for that. So if you think about all the vaccines that all the children are getting, and I think until 1980, there was maybe 1 out of thousands of autistic children. Then after that, all the vaccines, because I'm, again, from the baby boomer, we weren't required to have as many vaccines as they are today.
Right,
A baby is born and they're giving them a shot from the first time that they just are, coming in and taking their first breath, which is crazy. They're giving them inoculations. But there's a lot of doctors out there saying if they know what was in those shots and what caused that to set off their central nervous system wackadoodle, where they couldn't even speak and communicate and not be in this world, if you will, in some extreme cases, they've been working on it for years. And man, I'll bet you they've already had a solution. But in any case, yeah, I that is the number one thing. The thing is that I think RFK Jr. basically said you never see anybody as autistic that's in their 60s or 70s. You won't, because it doesn't exist. But you'll see them probably in their 30s.
Mm-hmm. Vaccines. Mm-hmm. I mean, we have patents. I have patents on so many things. And when something is patented, they created it. There's an antidote. It's just that simple. Now all of a sudden they're finding out they have cures for cancer. Come on.
Well, so they're basically saying, I don't know if you know about this. A lot of people give Robert De Niro a bad rap, and rightfully so. But he actually at one time did talk about the vaccines, and he went to go make a movie on it because I think he's got a kid, a child of his own. In 2016, in 2016, one of his own children. And he actually made the movie. It was called Vax. And it was shown at the film festival at that time in 2016. Then he got a phone call and canceled the movie. That's the power of Big Pharma. So if he wasn't connected to Big Pharma at that time and wasn't told, so there's probably solutions out there. We'll find out in due time. And because we're talking about it, maybe it'll happen next week.
Yeah. The great thing about the internet is we're connected now. They can't get away with all that crap anymore. And we got good people backing us, and we, the people now, are actually being trained. I feel like he's training us to stand on our own feet. It is the golden years. Everything's going to change, I believe, for the better. I believe they wanted us to be a third world country. We were almost,
Yeah, so I got a statement out here in Hula Hoop, and then I'll get over to the MJ Truther statement. Hula Hoop says, we're working with, I just love this woman. Oh my gosh. Hula Hoop says, we are working with several doctors with a new protocol of cleaning the gut, peptides, injections, and hyperbaric therapy that are changing these children's lives.
wow.
And she says these children are autistic.
Wow.
So, Hula Hoop, I need you to come back to turn the page. Or phone a friend. All right. Yeah, we got to get caught up on all the wonderful things that she's working on out there. Okay, and let's see what else we have. This is Colleen's statement. They're connected to the heavy metals in the brain. More than that, at one point in time when you got when you had to go to school and you had to get your shots and all that other stuff, there was 3 of them, I believe, and you got them separately. What did they do? They took them and they put them into one. What is that going to do to your central nervous system? Whack-a-doodle, right? And all of a sudden, boom. Also, too, I think Colleen is saying Alzheimer's is connected with the heavy metals in the brain. They used to say it was alcohol. Don't believe the bullshit that's going on out there where they're saying they're basically taking a new poll about alcohol, and then they want to put a label on it that alcohol can cause cancer. All right, so that's everything I have for our show tonight. I don't have anything else. This was a good, catching up with you, Fran. We have Fran on Mondays. How's this timing for you on Mondays? Better?
Yeah, I like this timing.
The time of the day?
This is good for me. Yeah, I'm a night person.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not a day person.
Yeah, so we're going to have her as a regular on Mondays, and all my shows will be, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Possibly continuing with Lewis, and whenever he's traveling the world right now. He was in Dubai. We won't have one on Wednesday, but I'll probably come out and just do my own show, basically about whatever is going on in the current events. I hope you guys enjoy.
Great little skits. I love your shorts.
Oh yeah, out on Rumble.
Yeah, I do. I love them. They're great.
Yeah, thank you, Joanne. Thank you for popping back in here again, because I have not seen her name in a long time. People are finding me. I think that they're based upon maybe what Lewis said. If you were being stifled, is that a good word, in social media, as YouTube is doing, there will be consequences, and I think they lifted those. So I think my channel is getting out there a little bit more, I hope. And I just want to say, everybody have a great evening. Thank you so much. And thank you, Fran.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
I'm going to send you the stuff about the autism.
Okay. That'll be good. We'll talk about that next week. All right, everybody. Thank you, and good night.
Good night.
All right.